Tell me if this sounds familiar. There is this getaway driver, the best in the whole city. He barely speaks, and he always wears the same really cool outfit. He ends up being hunted by his criminal associates and tries to protect an innocent woman with whom he becomes involved. You might think I'm describing Edgar Wright's Baby Driver, or maybe Nicholas Winding Refn's Drive, and you wouldn't be wrong. But both of these films are working off of a framework established more than 30 years earlier by writer-director Walter Hill in his film The Driver. If you are familiar with the two more recent movies, watching this is a revelation. It's like discovering their secret origin story. The Driver is as tight and minimalist a film as they come. The title character speaks 350 words in the entire film.
How do we know you're that good? Get in.
None of the characters have names. The credits list simply the driver, the player, and the detective. Everything is stripped down to its barest essentials. There isn't a wasted word or moment. No backstory. The characters barely seem to think. They just act. Both Ansel Elgort's Baby and Ryan Gosling's Driver are variations on Ryan O'Neal's character. Silent, brilliant getaway drivers. The structures are similar. All three films open with the main character waiting to pick up some thieves, followed by a spectacular chase as he outruns the police. Later on in the stories, a heist goes wrong, danger closes in, and the driver is forced to get blood on his hands as he tries to get out alive. But while Walter Hill was the first one to put this kind of getaway driver on film, the roots of this character go back much further. Jean-Pierre Melville's 1967 film Le Samouraï, starring Alain Delon as Jeff Costello. While it's not about a getaway driver, it is about a silent, intensely focused professional criminal, dressed in an immediately iconic jacket with seemingly no personal life or backstory. Here, Melville took the dark anti-hero of American noir films, in particular Alan Ladd's character from 1942's This Gun for Hire, stripped him down until he was less a character and more of a pure archetype, and injected him with the code and minimalism of Japanese samurai, with a healthy dose of French style. Le Samouraï is a hypnotic experience, as we follow this man about whom we know nothing, as his sharp silhouette cuts through a monochromatic Paris with laser focus. He's all coiled tension, full of potential energy waiting for a release. Walter Hill's stroke of brilliance was to drench the whole thing in neon and give that potential energy an outlet. Cars. Like Le Samouraï, in The Driver everything is still and poised, until the film erupts into motion and sound, with several furious car chases. Since The Driver is so minimalist, it feels like Hill is creating a template, a simple framework for other directors to come in and interpret in different ways, inserting their own themes and interests and styles. For Refn, that means making the driver a man prone to horrifying bursts of violence, who doesn't know how to function in society or maintain normal human relationships. For Wright, that means making him a guy with a good heart who, over the course of the film, must learn to take responsibility. Both Wright and Refn choose to supplement the driver's silence with music, giving him his own soundtrack as he drives through the city. In Baby Driver, the music is an escape. He listens to it at all times to drown out his tinnitus, but more significantly, it's to distract him from the world of violence and crime in which he lives. His hobby is literally taking parts of that world, the audio clips he records, and transforming them into something positive, music. In Drive, the driver is notably more emotionally stunted, and as Refn himself has said,
"We're gonna make a movie about a man who drives around at night listening to pop music, because that becomes his emotional relief."
He listens to music as a way to feel something. He has no family, seemingly no close friendships, so pop music is his outlet for experiencing emotions. These creations of Melville and Hill have reverberated through decades of cinema. John Woo's The Killer is directly indebted to Le Samouraï. Pretty much Michael Mann's entire career, telling neon noir stories of professional criminals living by strict codes, can be traced back to The Driver. But it's the specific getaway driver archetype I find the most fascinating, partly for how it's been interpreted and evolved, but also for the potential of it. The framework is strong and simple enough that you can imagine countless distinct filmmakers taking it and creating their own interpretations. Wes Anderson might make a movie about a young getaway driver who's forced by his father to work for their family's criminal enterprise, but he really wants to be a Formula One driver in Europe. Richard Linklater might make a whole movie covering one long conversation between the driver and the thieves in the backseat. Cronenberg's could be about the driver's body fusing to the car to create a disturbing human-machine hybrid. And in Guillermo del Toro's version, I don't know, I guess the driver is a monster? Now that I say these, I actually really want to see all those movies. So Hollywood, feel free to take these ideas. Hello guys, thank you so much for watching. This is a video I've been wanting to make for months now. I saw The Driver for the first time back over the summer at this series of heist movies in Brooklyn that Edgar Wright curated, and I loved it. It's a tough movie to get a hold of in the US. You have to import the Blu-ray from Europe if you really want it. It's not on any streaming services, but if you're a fan of things like Drive or Baby Driver, it is really worth seeking out. It's very, very cool. If you like these videos that we're making and you want to help us make more of them, you should check out the Patreon. If you want to yell at me about anything and get updates on the things that we're working on, you should follow me on all those social media links, and I'll be back here in the next couple days with more video stuff, and then I'll see you next Wednesday.